Good afternoon. How you guys doing? Glad to be here again. Jump right into questions if you don't mind.
We'll start on the right. Hale.
What were just your overall thoughts of how things went for y'all on Saturday?
Well, unfortunately, we try our best to move, turn that page and move forward. But it was another Saturday where we felt like we fought hard, we played hard, but obviously production wasn't there. We weren't good enough to put us in position to win the game. The guys fought. Some teams at the halftime of that game would have given up and come out and laid an egg and lose that game 40-3. But we decided to, as a team, led by our seniors, to go out and fight.
Clayton, I know it's not just a simple answer, but, as Shane mentioned the other day, I think it was the first touchdown pass that there was double coverage and, just didn't get the job done. Outside of execution, what more can this defense do to be able to get out of this funk and be able to continue to play the way that you expect them to play?
Well, whenever you're in a funk, it's not just going to happen. So you got to put the work in, continue staying with the process, keep believing, and just understand that we have the pieces here. We just got to continue. It's all about consistency. We can do it you can't just do it for 7 plays or 2 drives. You got to sometimes do it for 80, 70, 60 plays, and that's what we just got to continue stand the fight and keep the process Don't change that process and don't fold or don't start pointing fingers and look each other in the eye when you're walking through the building and keep your head up, chin up, stand up strong and be a man about it basically at the end of the day. And then just keep putting it together. Eventually, it's gonna pop. So can't wait.
Jaylen Kilgore played a lot more nickel last Saturday. He was talking about that himself yesterday. What do you like about him in that spot? And I guess what do you think he does well there?
Well, Jaylen's a football player, so that position is not just a corner or a big safety. It's a football player who understands things. And obviously, we're rotating guys. We're still working through it. Who's gonna be the nickel? And you just can't put a linebacker out there and play 4-3 football, which that's not even existing anymore in college football because of the offenses. So he has to one of our DBs have to pretty much play that position for the most part, and we're rotating it, working through it. The goal is to get it figured out shortly, as quick as possible. Go ahead, Emma.
So sorry. When you look at it, it seems like kind of week to week it's been, either you guys are really good in the passing game or good in the run game. I guess, is there anything you can put your finger on in terms of not being able to put both of those together in 4 quarters?
Yes, it's been very frustrating. Obviously, if you could put halves from one game and halves from another game, you can see it, but it's the consistency. Really we could put our finger on it. We'll be here, dissecting things, but it's really, it takes what I like to see from our defense. What we've been preaching is, we can't let one play turn into a bad half. All of a sudden, guys get down, lose confidence in things, and we just got to stay strong and then understand that teams are going to make plays. Teams are going to score touchdowns. That's just the nature. That's what the game that we're playing. But we have to be better at the response on the negative plays. I think if we just do that and put our head down and play one play at a time, it'll help the team more.
With A&M, what are the challenges they are going to present for you guys this weekend?
Yep, another SEC football team that doesn't lack talent. They have big linemen, good size. They're deep. I think the main thing for us is we got to come out and play our game, come out and play together, play as a group. Try to take away all the big plays for touchdowns and rally to the ball and play our game and, try our best and not try our best, but go out there and rally and play together and play fast. I think that's the best thing. But from a challenge for them, they have wide receivers that are talented. They have a staple of backs. So we'll do a great job of understanding where guys are. So that they move guys around pretty much.
I think a lot of times turnovers can just be a lucky thing. Shane was talking about the need of just trying to get those. You as a DC, is there a way that you can emphasize those things in practice on a week-to-week basis?
Absolutely. That's all you can really do. It's not luck. It's more you have to go get them. The team's not going to, at this level, teams aren't going to just, snap the ball and the ball be on the ground and that counts as a turnover. You have to go take the ball away. There's turnovers. To me, there's turnovers and then there's takeaways. We need more takeaways, and we got to go out, and you can't emphasize that at practice in regards of the drills and just keep preaching it, and you have to keep it in their head. You have to scream it all day long, punch it out, rip it out, tuck it, high point it, second man in, go get it. Tips and overthrows, got to get those, and they have to keep it in their head so when they are at the point of attack at the football, they're not just the second guy in, not coming in just to barrel his shoulders. He should come in for the football. So you just keep that in their head, and then, and we still believe that turnover comes in bunches. Once you get one, you got a chance to get three. So that's our mission. We've been living by it. So we're not gonna stop. So it's the breakthroughs coming.
You touched on it a little bit, but can you just describe what attributes of Jaylen really make him well suited for the nickel position?
He's a good football player. One, like, it really takes a unconscious mindset in regards of just understanding the game. He has natural football IQ, still learning as a true freshman. I think the main thing that he has from an attribute standpoint is size. He's about 210 pounds. He can run like a fast corner or like a average plus corner. He has good cover skills, and his instincts are there. He tackles very well. The other thing that he brings, it helps us just from a versatility, from a blitzing standpoint. Obviously, we know he can tackle, so he loves being around the box, and he just has a knack for being slippery and making plays. So the closer we get those guys to the ball, the better off we are.
Heard from a bunch of the players post game after Mizzou that there was a big talk in the locker room at halftime led by them. Just kind of what did that look like from the coach's perspective, and who was sort of spearheading that rallying cry?
Well, I called the plays from the field, so I had a few words to say, just to make sure that the guys that were the energy was all about energy. It was all about we can go. Some teams, like I said earlier, some teams would go out there in that second half, and that game would have been 40-3. But they showed their grit and their pride for this university, for this football team, and for each other. More importantly, just do it for each other. Don't do it for anything else. Just do it for the guy beside you, and show some pride, show something. And that's kind of what it was. And then I have to leave to go out, get ready to get my headsets and my other game plan thoughts and a more different mindset. So I didn't hear the players speak, so I can't speak on that. I'm not the one to make up stuff, so I could have easily told you what I thought they said, but I don't make up stuff.
Shane was talking after the game that in the second half, a lot of it was just passion and guys having a fight, but he said there were some scheme changes to try and make it a little more not basic by any means, but just try and make it a little more so guys were understanding it as much as you can say. How different was the scheme in the second half?
I remember the past 2 years, I would always get that question, and you do have to make some adjustments, and sometimes the adjustment is just settling down and showing them what just happened. A lot of time, offenses, if you can tell when they giving you everything they've had in regards to plays, but really it was just more reviewing. Listen, when they get in this formation, this is what you're going to get. Be ready for this, be ready for that, and then we just tried our best to. The passion was definitely a part of it, and I do think they did play with more passion, more intensity, and I want to say it showed. But I definitely want to make sure that there were some adjustments made, obviously, but we can't get into the technical exactly what we did. But there were some adjustments made. But a lot of it really was just reviewing what they just saw and be ready for this play again.
Shane was talking about, how thin you guys are on the offensive line, how you've got tight ends, playing guard and tackle in practice. From a defensive coordinator perspective, does that change what you have to do or what you can kind of call in practice?
It doesn't change. I have to get our calls in that we think we're going to use on Saturday, but it does affect, the way you practice for the D-line and, just the speed of the play and the hat speed for the D-lineman, getting used to guards or tackles, base, reach, and cutoff techniques, and just the hat speed is just, it's completely different. It doesn't affect what I call in the game, but it does affect how we practice and the mode we have to practice in and the style on that side of the field. And we're not doing it. It's not like the entire 2 hours. That's what we're doing. So you're looking at 25 plays of the day of a 2-hour practice where we have to go against the scout team. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.